first of all, we have a screen on the Lymow 1 Plus, which is very helpful if you want to see what's going on with your mower without having to whip out your phone and look at the app. We don't know that's not going to be the case with the M Series, and they already do have 3 buttons on there, but we see with the Lymow 1 we have 4 buttons, okay? I think it's pretty clear that the Lymow is better in that regard. 4 buttons instead of 3. The other thing I really want you to focus on is the relative dimensions of this thing. The Lymow is shorter and a little bit stubbier. So the reason it matters, the dimensions, is we have a really small wheelbase here, or track base, and so that's going to give you greater maneuverability. And if you think the software is going to be trivial to just take the Y code and put it onto the M Series, don't forget about the LiDAR, okay? Lymow isn't messing with LiDAR. We just got 2 cameras in the front, ultrasonic in the back. We can look no further than the charging station to see a major difference between these two. Even from the concept stage, we're pretty sure the M Series is going to be wireless inductive charging. It's slightly more inefficient, so you're in more the 80% range, but we'll wait for the official specs. But they don't pull that much power, but it is an important thing to consider. And we go with a traditional contacts here, so we're going to have better charging efficiency and potentially a more stable docking routine. Looking at the dock, we can see we got these April tags, reference points. During the development stage, they went RTK free with their departing from the home station and their redocking procedure. And I know that's one of the main gripes about the Y, the Yarbo Y series, the big one, is you do have to keep that, like, I think 6 feet away from any obstructions in all directions. And even there, if you have like a tall building or trees overhanging, that's going to limit where you can put your charging station. So if you have a limited number of options where you want to put your charging station, or you want to put it inside of a shed, we're not guaranteed compatibility with a shed with this. However, at least the technology is there, and the functionality can certainly be added, whereas Yarbo is basically leaning on the strict RTK data, or NRTK, network RTK, NTRIP, whatever you want to call it, whereas Lymow went heavy vision from the beginning and visual navigation, again, because their engineers were forged in the fire of robot vacuums, where you are pretty much guaranteed never to have a satellite signal. I think the main difference is going to actually end up being, it's going to be a mower, whereas with Yarbo, your attention might be split a little bit. Now, one can't just talk nonstop about the positives of something when you're sitting in front of it. It is a disadvantage, like objectively so, to not have 360-degree vision. Now, you can make the case all day long that you see an obstacle in front of you, see something, say something, and then you just have to remember that that obstacle is there once you pass it. But logically, and I understand the design decision to have vision in the front, not vision in the back, because the processing power is really the bottleneck there. But why not just put cameras on the back, and if you're driving backwards, like, switch to that, start processing that visual data. It's probably more complicated than that, but that's just my uninformed opinion. The M Series, we expect that to have similar flexibility to the Y from Yarbo, where in terms of like floating with the with the contours of whatever it's mowing. And the Lymow does have a lot of float up and down, which I can't demonstrate right now, but trust me, it does. But side to side, we have increased this, I think, by about 5 degrees to where it rolls side to side. But we're going to see a lot better floating action, I think, from the M Series if it's anything like the Y. Few more considerations. One of them maybe should have been first, because safety first. You do have no options if you want the razor blades on this. Now, this is what the consumers want. They want fixed blades. I'm not the judge of like what types of robots you want to trust. It's a robot, early days, so just be careful. With the M Series, you are going to have the option to have a traditional razor blade design, which has come standard with robotic mowers for many years. With Lymow, they've got the fixed blade. That's not to say they can't come out with razor blades, but at the moment they don't. And one of the reasons that they don't is because they're To them, mulching and grass clipping management is pretty important. So you really need to be able to create that vortex of air underneath. As you can see underneath of the Lymow, there are design considerations built in that acknowledge that airflow is important. I'm not an expert on laminar flow or whatever the heck type of airflow happens in here. Never even seen a wind tunnel? But I know this is different from last year, and I know that Lymow said it's due to airflow. So I'm going to take them at their word that they've actually been working on this, whereas under the Yarbo, we will see, at least for the moment, a flat surface underneath. So it's great that you think that the air is going to go where you want it to because you basically created a fan. But you got to ask yourself the question, if you're sucking air up, it's got to have somewhere to go. And at least Lymow has been intentional. They want it to go this way. Again, there's a change from last year. It used to blow both directions, but due to feedback, they decided to go one direction. So we got all this stuff working together to create a vortex, ultimately airflow that shoves the clippings out the side. For that lower price point, presumably that we're going to get with the Lymow, you are going to be sacrificing the future extensibility of the Lymow. Full stop. I think what it comes down to is what type of robot that you actually want for your yard. Do you want something that, like, they're up front, we cut grass, we're committed to mulching the grass and leaves and blowing it out the side? Or do you want something that promises in the future, coming this year, something that can do much more than that? And it's not just promises. It's not vaporware, because we have the track record from the M series, but with the Lymow, we also have a year of experience seeing this thing out in the wild working, or at least I have. A year is a strong term. I had it about a month. They're committed to making it work for grass. They're committed to making the traditional blades work, whereas Yarbo's attention might be a little bit more fragmented, and you, the consumer, might suffer as a result of that. This is day 27 at CES. I feel like I've covered everything I can. It's hard to just spill everything you know. But I'm more than happy to tell you in the comments. What's really important to me is you stay curious, stay critical, and you get what you inspect, not what you expect. And that's why I'm here, to help you inspect what your options are for 2026. Michigan Robots out.